A Magic T or hybrid T is a hybrid or 3 decibel coupler used in microwave systems. It is an alternative to the rat race coupler. In contrast to the rat race, the three-dimensional structure of the Magic T makes it less readily constructed in planar technologies such as microstrip or striplin. The Magic T was originally developed in World War II, and first published by W. A. Tyrrell of Bell Labs in a 1947 IR paper. Robert L. Kyle and Bob Dick independently created Magic Ts around the same time. The Magic T is a combination of E and H plane Ts. Arm 3 forms an H plane T with arms 1 and 2. Arm 4 forms an E plane T with arms 1 and 2. Arms 1 and 2 are sometimes called the side or collinear arms. Port 3 is called the H-plane port, and is also called the port, sum port or the P-port for parallel. Port 4 is the E-plane port, and is also called the port, difference port, or S-port for series. There is no one single established convention regarding the numbering of the ports. To function correctly, the Magic T must incorporate an internal matching structure. This structure typically consists of a post inside the H-plane T and an inductive iris inside the E-plane limb, though many alternative structures have been proposed. Dependence on the matching structure means that the Magic T will only work over a limited frequency band. If, by means of a suitable internal structure, the E-plane difference and H-plane sum ports are simultaneously matched, then by symmetry, reciprocity and conservation of energy it may be shown that the two collinear ports are also matched, and are magically isolated from each other. The E field of the dominant mode in each port is perpendicular to the broad wall of the waveguide. The signals in the E-plane and H-plane ports therefore have orthogonal polarizations, and so, considering the symmetry of the structure, there can be no communication between these two ports. For a signal entering the H-plane port, a well-designed matching structure will prevent any of the power in the signal being reflected back out of the same port. As there can be no communication with the E-plane port, and again considering the symmetry of the structure, then the power in this signal must be divided equally between the two collinear ports. Similarly for the E-plane port, if the matching structure eliminates any reflection from this port, then the power entering it must be divided equally between the two collinear ports. Now by reciprocity, the coupling between any pair of ports is the same in either direction. The scattering matrix is symmetric. So if the H-plane port is matched, then half the power entering either one of the collinear ports will leave by the H-plane port. If the E-plane port is also matched, then half power will leave by the E-plane port. In this circumstance, there is no power left over either to be reflected out of the first collinear port or to be transmitted to the other collinear port. Despite apparently being in direct communication with each other, the two collinear ports are magically isolated. The isolation between the E-plane and H-plane ports is wideband and is as perfect as is the symmetry of the device. The isolation between the collinear ports is however limited by the performance of the matching structure.